All right, Coach. Start off by saying and spelling your first and last name.
Andy Thomas, Andythomas.
Andy, what are some lessons that you can take from 2020 going into 2021?
Well, I think we're going to take lessons from our last couple of years. The biggest thing that we've emphasized with our kids is that we need to have an edge to us. We need to be the aggressor that we've kind of set back and maybe kind of dipped our toe in the water a little bit and not gone all the way in. So we need to be the aggressor. We played a lot of fourth quarter games the last couple of years, and we've only managed to win one of them. And even we try to give that one away a little bit and give the teams that we've played credit. We played really good teams, and ultimately they have beat us, but we've also let it happen a lot in the process.
I know everyone's tired of talking about 2020 because of the COVID restrictions. Just talk about how difficult it was for your team and just changing everything with all the different protocols.
Well, we had a full roster in 2 games. We were in quarantine for 2 weeks. We lost 2 games as well. So it was just like no different than anybody else, but it was a struggle, a constant struggle for us, a constant issue.
What is the number one thing you want to focus on going into 2021?
Well, just like I said, we need to build an edge somehow, some way. We need to have a physicality and intensity, and we need to be the aggressor in all situations. And we've got to work to do that. We've got to work every day, and we talked about that for years. So we got to take it one day at a time, put our heart and soul into our preparation on the first Monday of 2-a-days, and then go home and then come back in and do it all over again and be single-minded in our focus to do that. And in that process, we got to build a thick skin and an edge about us.
What do you have to say about your senior year, your senior class going into their senior year with their last season of high school football? What do you have to say, and what jobs do they have to do this year?
Well, we have an interesting mix. We have a couple guys that have played 3 years of varsity football for us now. We have a couple guys that were junior starters, and we have some guys that are going to play on Fridays this year that haven't been varsity players until their senior year, and they're anxious to prove themselves and ready for their shot. So they've done everything we've asked them so far this summer. They provided good leadership to the young guys, and now it's about them taking the lead and building the edge that we need to have.
Anything else you want to say, Coach?
No, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so start off by saying and spelling your first and last name, your position, and your grade.
Brandon Villafuerte, Brandon Villafuerte, D-line, senior.
All right, so Brandon, Coach talked about last year you guys needed an edge and you guys needed to be a little bit more successful. What have you guys been working on to get that edge going into this year?
Just always being, like, even at practice, aggressive, everyone moving to the ball, going good with our, pursuit and stuff like that.
Kind of talk about last year, now that it's your senior year. Last year was your junior year with a very difficult, very odd COVID-19 pandemic amid a high school football season. What lessons did you remember? Just what are you going to remember about that year?
Just me last year, I just always was thankful to be able to play football. My junior year, some people didn't get to play their senior year, and I'm just thankful that I'm going to be able to play my senior year.
Game one. Every senior normally gives like the opening message of what they're going to say to their players to get them all fired up. What are you going to say? Well, what's your message going into this year to the rest of your teammates?
Just give it your all. Have fun and give it your all. Build an edge and have fun.
Your senior year, what's going to constitute a successful senior year for you?
Just being a leader. We have other guys that are going to be leaders, and I think that's going to be a big part of our team this year.
Anything else you want to say?
No, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to start you out. Just ignore that. Ignore the light. Just look right at me. I'm going to start you out by saying and spelling your first and last name, your grade, and your position.
My name is Dylan Oberlin, Dylan Oberlin. I'm a left tackle, and I'm a senior.
Dylan, both Coach and Brandon both talked about having an edge. What's going to constitute giving you guys that edge this year going into the season?
Just in practice, we're going to make sure we're going 100% aggressive and just be full effort, all practice long, hitting each other to get ready for all our games.
Last year was the oddest year in high school football that I can ever think of in history. What are you going to remember about last year that you're going to just never forget?
Week 2 probably, when after our season got halted for 2 weeks, was a pretty big blow, and I think we're always going to remember that as a team, and just rebuilding right after that, just keeping up and keep working out from home and all that.
Coach said that you have a very unique group that's on this varsity team. What are you guys going to do besides having that edge and working hard in practice? What are you guys going to do on the field that's going to constitute a successful year?
I feel like we're all really, really close and kind of have a chemistry together, so I feel like we're going to work really, really well together and just all have a respect for each other that's going to work really well on the field.
What would constitute a successful senior year for you?
I just really like to grow as a team and get better, and I mean, conference titles always sitting out there, and that's all of our goals. We've all talked about it, and we'd really like to get there to some point. But yeah, just more than anything, just growth overall.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.